Fuck me cause she want my cutty. Ready, I'm smoking dope like a kick. Cutty, I'm French bitch, now they get ready.
All right, everybody, welcome back to a special edition of the PBL Primetime Week 6. The Pod Boys are back, one time only. I know you guys missed us. You had our minor league team, the Hater Cast, in here a couple of times. Pretty good. Brent was carrying for sure. But I've had a nice little rest here. Lou's cooking up some content, so we gave him a week off. But the Pod Boys are back to pick some games this week. Brent, how's it going over there? You're tilting a little bit. You're kind of coming back. What's going on?
I feel like we never left from last year. You know, I struggled last year. We were doing podcasts then. I'm struggling this year, and here we are now.
Well, at least you're at the beach, so that's even better.
This is where I'm spending the rest of my Sundays at. I don't even need to check the app anymore.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Well, we'll hop right into it. We got some picks here for week 6. First up is going to be, of course, the Battle of the Brents. Brent 1, who is with me, and Brent 2, who is somewhere. We'll see who wins. We'll see who's the better Brent. What do you got, Brent?
So just going through my team, it is kind of band-aided together. You know, I've had between the major underperformers of the fantasy world, and you could argue Hampton was my best player, who's now out for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Not a great look. Second best player, Nico's on bye, so worried about that. Going to be relying on Trevor Lawrence and Bryce Young. Not a good combination. My starting running backs, Michael Carter and Rico Dowdle. Oh, yeah.
Rico Dowdle went crazy, though.
He did, but there's no news right now if Hubbard is out. If Hubbard's out, I feel a lot better about Rico. If Hubbard is in, maybe it's a 50-50 split. We'll see how that goes. Winston's team, he's going to probably be a main benefactor from Hampton being out, with Justin Herbert going against that shitty Dolphins defense.
Lots of basketball.
And it's going to be a weird week for Winston. He's got 3 players going on Thursday, 4 players going on Monday night.
So he's going to be chilling on Sunday.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to get like a really big lead going into the Monday night games, because it's going to be 4-on-1. Just looking at all the different matchups, I like Winston's better, just because his guys are actually performing right now, even though he had a really bad week last week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you never want to have a lot of Thursday players, but you do want to have some Monday players to finish out. So he's teetering a fine line there. But the good thing is he's not really scoring too many points in the past few weeks also. So you guys are kind of on even playing field with the point scoring. I do like a little bit of a bounce back game. I think this will be a game that Bryce Young actually puts up some good QB1 numbers. I saw you flipped him in instead of Fields. Fields versus Denver is a tough matchup, so that makes a lot of sense.
This is the Tet blow-up week.
Yeah, yep. Tet legacy game for sure. I think Brent gets back on track here and takes this game and becomes the one true Brent for the league. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Brent. Next up, let's see Hooley versus Lou. What do we got?
This is a weird matchup for Lou. Looking at a team, he's kind of getting Jane Daniels back, so that will help. He's kind of been carried by A-Chain and Gibbs so far. That's from running back rooms. Bill Krosky-Merritt is finally taking over that running back room. I think he's going to have another good game this week.
Oh, yeah.
His wide receivers leave a lot to be desired. Zay Flowers, without Lamar, not great. Chris Olave in that Saints offense is, he's getting all the targets, but he's getting 10 points a game, 11 points a game. It's not amounting to much. Then Ladd McConkey might arguably be the biggest bust at wide receiver this year. It just hasn't worked out for him. Hooley on the other side. Again, I'm going to say it. He sniped me on Egbuka. I regret that happening. And that was my downfall last week, and I think it's going to be Lou's downfall this week. That stack with Baker is unmatched right now. And Baker is 3rd in MVP voting. So I think that's going to continue this week. So I'm going to go with Hooley.
Yeah, there's a reason why I made a lot of dynasty moves around when I had no picks, and I made sure that I went back and got Mbuka for that one, because he's just insane. He's insanely good, and we were both sniped by Hooley in that situation because I remember we were talking before the draft. I told you I'd be perfectly fine with him as my wide receiver one, and I should have picked him up a lot earlier than he was picked up, but yeah, Puka Nakua, crazy. Can't stop him. Ibuka and Baker Mayfield's been the stack of the year so far. Lou's limping around a little bit, underperforming on his side as well. I mean, when my favorite player on his team is Tyler Warren, I mean, that's kind of where we're at. Nothing too crazy going on Lou's side. So I will also go with Hooley. They'll be kind of contending at the top this year. He's got a strong team. That stack is just crazy for the Bucks. So he gets a lot of insider information too. He must have knew something was going to be up there working at the Bucks Stadium. He knew that pair was going to go crazy this year.
I thought 602 was enough time. I was 2 rounds ahead of ADP. I should have known he was going to go with the
He's
Bucks
gonna go.
player.
He's gonna go in the first or the second round next year. So that value is hopping all the way up. So we're both on board with Hooley there. Okay, next up we got John Mersanti. What do we think?
John is on an absolute heater right now. 3 wins in a row. I think he surged from ninth place up to what, fourth?
He's getting it.
Uh, yeah, so he's definitely up there. Carried by his quarterbacks. Mahomes is actually throwing the ball a lot. We'll see how that plays out with Rashee Rice coming back next week. Worthy getting back into the flow of things. No, he's a little banged up right now. His running back room is rough without Bucky in there. Ramondre, the fumble machine. Sean Tucker, RB2 behind Rashad White. It's not good. Uh, JSN, another steal of the draft, and I think John got him third or fourth round.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, his volume on top of Sam Darnold actually being a legit quarterback and not Kevin O'Connell made is surprising to me. But John took the risk and it's paid out for him. Santi's team, he's had the worst luck in the league for injuries. CeeDee Lamb out at least 4 weeks. The very next week after that, Malik Neighbors torn ACL. Oh gosh, Chris Godwin's finally coming back for him. He's getting lucky with Rashad White getting the RB1 work now with Bucky out. Good timing for him. Santi's team is rough though. I'm gonna go with John.
Yeah, Santi really caught the bad luck bug this year. When you lose Malik Neighbors right off the bat, and then of course you don't have CeeDee Lamb, your first two picks going out, it's never really a good thing for you. He does, however, still, I mean, Dak Prescott is forced to, be a star right now. They really can't do anything. They're just throwing the ball all over the place. So Dak Prescott has been actually sick. Garrett Wilson has also been pretty consistent with Justin Fields this year, which has been nice. And I just don't think he has a ton of firepower for this one against John. John's just got my boy Jordan Love, my goat, and even though I hate Ramondre Stevenson with every fiber of my body because he was literally poaching two of my players the other night for Drake May points and for Hendo points. Really just disgusting stuff by Ramondre Stevenson. I will also pick John to win this one and continue that heater. So yeah, between him and Hooley, they're kind of they're trying to make their way up to the top with me and Reed, but we'll see how that all goes here towards the end. Next up, we got Ryan and Los.
And Ryan is on the opposite of a heater.
Not a heater. Very cold.
Yeah, very cold.
We're gonna do
Three
trash can emoji.
losses.
I can't wait for the trash can emoji to come back. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh man, I mean, Saquon popped up on the injury report today. We'll see if that's actually a real injury or not for Ryan. It might just they play Thursday. So we'll see there. Waiver wire warrior so far. He's got Quentin Johnston from waivers. Darren Waller looks like Darren Waller from the Raiders, surprisingly.
Waller,
after a year.
yeah.
Yep. Besides that, oh, and also Judkins, RB1 for the Browns. He's been balling out. There's been no news of a possible suspension, so at this point, I would expect if it's going to happen, it'll be next year. So, congrats, Ryan.
You gotta tell us what's the next Browns jersey? Is it Judkins?
I want to say Miles Garrett, but my luck with Browns jerseys have been bad, so I might just wait till he retires.
Okay.
If I'm going to get an active player, I would lean. Oh man, I don't even know. I don't want to say Judkins because then I'm going to curse him.
Yeah, yeah. Never mind. We'll move on.
And then looking at Carlos's team, Carlos had another good draft this year, so that's 2 years in a row of good drafting. He's hit
Did.
on all of his late round running backs. It sometimes it breaks that way, and it's gone that way for him. So good job. His wide receivers a little banged up. Devontae Adams, he went into last week questionable, but made it through the game. Worthy, he missed the first couple weeks, popped up late on the injury report Sunday night with an ankle issue, played through it. He was hobbled a little bit as well. Carlos's team is just very well rounded right now. So if he keeps dodging the injury bug, I think that will persist. So I'm gonna go Carlos in this one.
Yeah, definitely. Ryan's been on a little bit of a tough streak here. Saquon underwhelming. Judkins a revelation, of course. I feel like Ryan's team's a little bit more hodgepodge at this point. Um, but they're still like a decent competitive team, just maybe some bad luck here the past couple of weeks. Whereas like on Carlos's side, like I watch a game and like Matt Stafford has like 6 points the whole time, and then I go back to the end of the game and Matt Stafford has like 40 points. So
Just
uh,
like after halftime, it's
I don't ever
ridiculous.
know how he does that, but yeah, that the core of Allen, Stafford, Bijan, and Brees Hall is kind of solid right now. Everybody's a workhorse there, as far as kind of leading their team and scoring most of the time. But I'll go ahead and go with Los with this one too. Maybe just because I want to see a trash can emoji somewhere, but we'll see. Uh, and of course, the game of the week. It has to be the battle for first place. It has to be the Stallion Civil War. It's me versus Reed. Uh, Winner will get sole possession of first place, and number one in your hearts. We'll see who it's going to be. Brent, what do you think?
So Reed's got the Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, St. Brown stack. Tougher matchup going against Kansas City this week. It's also at Kansas City, and Goff doesn't play well away. He's more of a homemade kind of player.
But he's a
Um,
dome warrior. Yeah,
yeah, definitely a dome player. Kyron's been balling out for him this year, which is good. He lucked out on the Jalen Waddle pick, with Tyreek going down for the year. Waddle steps into that wide receiver one role like he had before Tyreek got there. So I think that does continue this week. Derrick Henry's been a little bit of a letdown. Is it because Lamar's been hurt, or is it because Father Time's finally catching up with him? We'll see once Lamar gets back. I don't think we'll have a real answer until then. And then Travis Etienne has been a late round running back surprise as well. Yes, he did have a rough week last week versus the Chiefs, but they have a really good run defense. Before that, he was balling out. And then looking at your team, everyone made fun of it after the draft, but it's been CMC and
dynasty team.
yeah, it's definitely CMC and JT made.
Oh
Fun
yeah,
fact, if you take away all of CMC's rushing work, he's wide receiver 3 on the year. So that just puts in perspective of where all of his points are coming from. It's all the passing game.
opportunities are crazy for him this year.
Yep. I would say Trey McBride has been a little bit of a letdown, just being, an earlier tight end pick. Now, granted, you did get him at a discount in the draft, so that's
Yeah,
helpful. And then your late round draft pick of Roma Dunze has been your biggest benefactor so far. He's wide receiver 14, but that's just because he's coming off of the bye week. So if you
yeah.
factor that in on like a points per game basis, I think he's probably closer to like wide receiver 6 or 7. And I think that will continue versus Washington, who, the last couple of weeks have been giving up some big games to wide receivers. So I'm going to go with you just on the matchups and also with Reed's team being a little bit hobbled.
Yeah, the old dynasty team, you win 3 championships, you get no respect. Um, I had a plan the whole time. Brent and I talked about it quite profusely ahead of the draft. Uh, the goal was always CMC and Jonathan Taylor as my 1-2 because of the opportunities that both of them could have. So that worked out nicely. And the Jackson Dart, steal of the draft, running back at quarterback, really the young gun. Um, the team has broke well, pretty good for me. Witchcraft they call it. George Pickens and Adunze kind of doing their thing. And then we're just still waiting for my wide receiver 1 to even return next week. So I still got a little bit more firepower coming up after this too. I do love Reed's team. I'd say him and Carlos probably have the teams that I think are like, stronger teams between the two of them. I do love the Amon-Ra and Goff stack. That's been kind of the number 2 stack outside of Baker and Muka. But I will have to pick myself for this one as well, to win the Stallion Civil War and continue this trajectory to bring back the PBL Primetime for a 4th season, which I don't want to do. Brent would love it.
I would love
Brent would love it. We'd be back, and the league would love it. We'd get some good, steady content, which this is like the year of the free-for-all for some content, which I like. Everybody's kind of doing a little bit of everything. I don't know if Lou planned that or not. Like, Lou's kind of like sneaky like a fox over there. He's like, oh, I'm not going to do a lot of content, and everybody's kind of doing the work for him. So maybe he's doing this on purpose. But all right, let's run down all the final picks here, Brent. What do we have?
All right, so in the Battle of the Brents, we are different. I'm going with Winston, and you're going with the original Brent. Hooley versus Lou, we both agree Hooley on that one. Then John versus Santi, John's continuing his hot streak, so we're both picking him there. And then in our Ryan versus Carlos matchup, we are both going with Carlos. And then in the game of the week, we both have you.
I love it. And it's been fun being back. Brent talking football. Me and Brent talk football every day, so this isn't anything new. We're just recording it.
You guys just get to see our conversation.
Exactly. You guys get to see everything live. Thank you to Commissioner Lou for the PBL Primetime Run Back, a special edition for the week. To be honest with you, I just had the idea of a good opener, which you've already heard now. And I decided that I wanted to pull me and Brett back together for a reunion pod. And you might not see us for the rest of the year. Who knows? It just depends on what Lou plans on doing later, but we'll see. Brett, any last words for the boys?
I hope I beat Winston to start my winning streak. If not, I will be purchasing a white suit probably for Halloween while it's on discount.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, get that caddy suit ahead of time. Save yourself some money. That's honestly, it's a good punishment. It's not really a punishment. You're just gonna have fun. You don't have to like drive anywhere. You don't have to sing. You don't have to eat pancakes. You can just play some golf with somebody or whatever. But right. Well, all right, guys, it has been fun. Thanks for having us back. This is, the week 6 picks. We'll see what goes on with Lou for the rest of the season. We'll catch you guys around somewhere. Peace out.
Finally, I can see it.